Hey, what's going on, guys? So I got a tackle warehouse order here. I've had this order for a couple months, and I had the footage from when I unboxed it, and I kind of dropped the ball on you guys because I deleted the footage or did something with it, and I can't find it. So I got to redo it, and unfortunately, my lures are all out of the package because I had taken them all out of the package. So they're not in their original package, but I still wanted to show you guys so you guys weren't lost when I decided to review these lures, because I like to let you guys know when I get this stuff. So there's some hard baits in here. They're all Squarebill crankbaits, and then I also got some a couple soft plastics that I wanted to show you guys too that I think are really cool. So go ahead and go down the list here. The first one I want to show you, I'm going off the list here, so if it sounds like I'm reading, it's because I am. The first crankbait I'm going to show you is it's a Best Crank by Fish Arrow, and I've got one in Ghost Gill and Silver IU. These look like to be really nice crankbaits. I got the lipless crankbaits. I reviewed the lipless crankbaits, and I thought that those were really nice, so I figured we'd give these ones a shot. They're a little bit smaller than some of the other standard crankbaits that are on the market. They're not a true 1.5. I would say it's probably about 2 inches in length, but it's still like a 3/8 ounce crankbait, so still really nice looking crankbait there. So there's the Best Crank by Fish Arrow. The next one we're going to go to is called Damiki Brute. I got one in bone and one in real shad. They say that this crankbait is 3/8 of an ounce. There is no way that this thing is 3/8 of an ounce. This thing is a beast. It is huge. The video is probably not doing it much justice. I'll go ahead and show you guys what it looks like up against another big crankbait, which is the Fat John. And look at the Fat John. The Fat John's like 5/8 of an ounce. And it's way bigger than the Fat John. This thing is huge, and they're saying this thing is 3/8 of an ounce. No way. But it's a nice looking crankbait. You know, I've always been pretty impressed with some of the stuff that Damiki puts out, because their finishes have always been really nice on these crankbaits. It does have a rattle. The Damiki Brute. It's interesting how the bill goes. It jets straight out like this. It looks more like just like a shallow diving crankbait. If it didn't have these squared lips on it, the squared lip on it, it would just be like a standard shallow diving crankbait to me. But yeah, very interesting looking crankbait, very big crankbait. Brute is definitely an appropriate name for that thing. The next one we have here is the Xcite XB1 Squarebill, and I've got the rattling version. I got one in citrus shad and copper green shad. It's really not much of a rattle. I mean, it's kind of a one knocker, but I mean, that's going to be very silent in the water. But you can see it says Xcite right there on the back. Xcite baits. Looks just like a standard 1.5 or like a XCS 100 or like I said, a 1.5 LC 1.5 from Lucky Craft. Kind of that same shape. Lots of companies make this style of crankbait, but very interesting, very nice looking crankbait. Looks like they've got pretty good hooks on them too, pretty decent. So pretty nice crankbait there. Be interesting to see how they behave in the water. Probably very similar to all the other 1.5s that I have out there. So we'll see how they hold up is going to be more what I'm looking for. They've got the etch scales on them and the raised gill plates, the whole deal. So it looks like a nice crankbait there, and they're only like $7.29 is what I paid for them. Yeah, so that's pretty good. The next one we have here is a very interesting looking crankbait. Everything that this company puts out is a little bit more exotic looking, and this is the Molix Squarebill rattling crankbait. So these ones, they have a silent one and then they have a rattling one. This sounds like they have really small BBs in there, but still a really nice looking crankbait. It's kind of small. The crankbait is actually kind of small, even up against like the Best from Fish Arrow. which is another small crankbait that I said. It's a little bit smaller than that one, so it's a little small. I think it's about 3/8 of an ounce. It might be closer to a quarter of an ounce, but yeah, it's probably somewhere in between. But nice looking crankbait. I really like the finishes on here. See, it says Molex SB Crank 55 Rattling. Same thing on the back here. The thing that I like about this crankbait, just having it out of the box and not trying it out yet, is this rattling that it has in it. I think that that's really going to be nice to have out there. Something that I will be exploiting that noise if I want that different rattle sound. So, and I got those. The two colors I got there were, where are they? Molex. I got one in Sunfish and one in Charming Ghost Shad. So that one's probably the Sunfish color, and that one's probably the Charming Ghost Shad. So, and then the next one we have here, this is the Lake Fork Squarebill, and I was kind of disappointed by this crankbait when I pulled it out of the package, and I'll tell you why. It's really small. It says it's 1.5, but it's definitely not like 1.5 like KVD 1.5 or anything like that. Go ahead and show you something that looks more like a 1.5, which is this Xcite one. You see that size difference? It's definitely not like 1.5 like Lucky Craft or XCS 100 or KVD 1.5. It's like, I mean, it looks like more like a just sub 3/8 of an ounce. But it is a nice looking crankbait. The finishes remind me kind of like the Lucky Strike, finishes from the RC2s. So you can see it says Lake Fork right there. This is my first Lake Fork bait here, Lake Fork Trophy Lures. So I think they're pretty new to making hard baits, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see how they do out on the water, see how they cast, and see how they run through the water, if they can run true, or if I'm gonna have to tune them up or not. But pretty nice looking crankbait. And I only paid, well, I got one in Sexy Shad and one in Green Craw, and I paid about $7, $6.99 for those. Here's one that's been out for a while, but I've been really wanting to try it. This is the, where is it? This is the Jackall Cherry 0-footer in HL Aurora Black and HL Sunfish. So there's the HL Aurora Black and the HL Sunfish. You know, I don't know why I thought this, but on Tackle Warehouse, they have the picture. It's like this. And the picture that they have, that bill looks like a fiberglass bill, but it's definitely not. So for those of you guys that had that same mistake that I thought it was a fiberglass bill, it's not. It's just a molded clear plastic bill on there. But still a nice crankbait. I mean, like I said before, and I've said this over and over, is Jackall really puts out really nice stuff. These two finishes on these crankbaits are so nice. So, and they come with good hooks. So it's going to be a nice wake bait, I guess. This isn't a Squarebill crankbait. This is more like a wake bait. $14.99, so it's about that standard price for any Jackall product, about 15 bucks. So the Cherry 0-footer. Here's another nice, fairly new crankbait. This one is from Yo-Zuri. This is the 3DB Squarebill. I got one in Prism Bluegill and one in Prism Fire Tiger, and they're about $8.99 a piece. They're fairly big. Pretty surprised by how big they were. I think that they're probably about a half an ounce to 5/8 of an ounce, so they're pretty big. But this is a true Squarebill crankbait. I mean, you can tell by that bill there and the angle on the bill. It's a little more slender looking than some of the other 1.5 sizes out there, but a nice little crankbait here. I'll show you what it would look like up against like a standard 1.5 size there. That's that Xcite one right there. So you see it's got a more slender design there. So nice looking crankbait. I really like those finishes too. It kind of reminds me of the X-Rat finishes from Rapala. The next one we have here is the 6 Cents Crush Flat 75X in Baby Bluegill and Green Sunfish. I paid about $8.99 for these. These are really nice crankbaits too. I was surprised when I saw Gene Jensen put out his video of his review of this lure, it kind of knocked my surprise out of the water, but I was surprised before I saw his review of how big these things were. I thought that they would have been a lot smaller and more comparable to most of the other flat-sided crankbaits that are on the market, because most of the other flat-sided crankbaits on the market are a 1.5 size, and this is like probably closer to a 2.5 size. Maybe a 2.0 size, but it's definitely bigger. It's got to weigh probably close to 5/8 of an ounce. I mean, it's a pretty big crankbait for a flat-sided crankbait, I should say. But just like all the other 6 cents crankbaits, they've got some pretty cool finishes, especially these two here that I got with the baby bluegill and the green sunfish. I had this color before. I haven't had this color, but really nice crankbait there. It's got like a kind of like a one knocker sound in it, I guess. Nice crankbait there. Next one is one that I've been looking at for years, and I don't know why I haven't pulled the trigger on it. This is the Ima Shaker in Horton and Chartreuse Shad, $16.99, so very expensive, I guess. But this is more of that true 1.5 size for a flat-sided crankbait. This is more what I was talking about. To give you guys the idea of the size of those 1.5 flat-sided crankbait sizes, that like when you have like the Jackall Bling or the Lucky Craft Kelly J or the Spro Little John, the shallow diving Little John. There's a bunch of them out on the market, but this is like Ima's version of it, and this would be 6 cents version of it. So you can see how much smaller it is than the 6 cents. But nice crankbait here, you guys. I think that these will do probably very similar to the other flat-sided crankbaits I reviewed about a year ago. So those are nice. The next one that we have here is one that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have asked me to review because it got some pretty good feedback from a lot of people. And this is the Storm Arashi. This is the rattling squarebill. I got one in blue back herring and one in blue wakasagi, and I paid about $8.99 for both of these crankbaits. Look like a pretty nice little crankbait there. The bill of it is raked out more forward instead of downward like this, so this thing's gonna probably dive, just by looking at it, probably gonna dive a little deeper than some of the other Squarebill crankbaits out there. It's the 0.3 size, so I got the smaller size. I think that there's definitely 2. There might be 3 sizes, and I know that they have a wake bait version of this now. But it's got that, like I said, the industry seems to be going in this direction with this circuit board lip. So the Storm Arashi, really nice rattle on it too. So that's gonna be fun to play with out there. Storm Arashi. I've been wanting to try this one out for a little while too. This is the Bandit Flat Max, and this is the shallow one. It's got kind of like a coffin bill on it. Very interesting lure here, and it's not really much of a Squarebill as it is just a shallow diving crankbait, but it's got a rattle in it, and I paid about $5.50 for them, I think. $5.49, yeah. So nice looking crankbait here. We'll see how they do out on the water and how they behave. It'll probably be probably not much of a wide arcing crankbait when it runs to the water. So be interesting. Probably not going to fit in much to what the other Squarebills here are doing. So and then last of the Squarebills that I got is the Sébile Squarefish, or excuse me, the Sébile Squarebill Sunfish in breeding bluegill and pumpkin seed, and it looks like I got the 3/8 ounce version, and I paid about $6.95 for these. Again, a nice rattle. Sounds very similar to a Lucky Craft LC 1.5 rattling. So nice looking crankbaits there. I don't care for what that little eye thing is where it has their E in it, but you guys already know that. But these are pretty nice looking crankbaits. So the bill looks very similar to a KVD 1.5 bill. How it comes up and then jets back in like that. Looks very similar. See, it says 2.5 inch Squarebill Sunfish Sébile. Nice looking crankbaits there, guys. So those are all the Squarebill crankbaits that I got. And then I also picked up some, I found my new, you guys knew I was in the market for a new craw bait for jig trailers and flipping and pitching and stuff. So I saw these and I knew I had to have them, and I'm very glad I got these. These are the D&M Custom Flippin' Craws. So I got 6 colors in the 4.5 and 6 colors in the 3.5. I'm just going to show you guys these ones here just to give you guys a comparison of what we're looking at. But these things are really, really great, and I know I'm going to have a lot of fun with these out on the water this winter. So this is the PB and J color. So there's the size difference there. These things are going to be great though. They're really expensive though. That's the downfall, and I think that they only come with like 5 and 6 per pack, depending on if you get the 3.5 or the 4.5. But whatever. I mean, it's a custom bait, so I mean, you're going to pay a little bit more anyway. But these are going to be really nice on the water. I'm really excited to try these things out. D&M Custom Baits Flip and Crawl. Very excited. This is going to be my jig trailer, and this is going to be my flipping and pitching bait for the winter right here. So I'm sure I'll catch some big lunkers on those this winter. So, and that's it, you guys. I'm sorry I've been so stagnant on YouTube, but you know, like I said before, I've been really busy. So, so there they are. That was my order. Really apologize for not getting them in the package for you guys, but I figured it was better to show you guys something than to show you guys nothing and let you assume, oh, when did this order come in? So this is the order. Really hope you like it. If you guys like the video, please hit the like button down there in the low left corner. Really appreciate that. And stay tuned for the reviews on these and some of the reviews that I have all backed up throughout the summer too. I've got a whole bunch waiting in queue. So stay tuned. Thanks a lot, guys.